Hey, everybody. Welcome back to more Great Ace Attorney. We're going to continue off where we were last time. Episode 3. All right. Got the epic starting menu music. All right, let's continue. Oh. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Last time we figured out that there was another passenger inside the carriage. We were booted out of the courtroom because someone released like a smoke bomb or something was going on. Oh, this isn't good. Yeah, what on earth did just happen in there? Mr. Naruhodo, I've managed to find out what happened. Miss Susato, I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade. A type of exploding device that releases smoke. A smoke grenade? Sounds like a thing ninjas use. They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long. But who would have done something like that? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Flee the courtroom? Why? Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear. A young girl? Then, could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about? My thoughts exactly. So he wasn't lying. Well, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There are so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions, along with the young girl. Who is she, I wonder? Wait a second. Can the accused? Just like, can the prosecution just summon them like that? It's weird. What's she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk and for what possible benefit for her, to herself. There's another matter that's troubling me. What's that? The 20 pence. Oh, yeah, I was thinking about that too. This is, I agree with Susato here. Because I'm guessing what she's about to say is the driver admitted to charging extra, meaning that he charged the 4 passengers 5 each instead of the standard rate of 4. But if there's a 5th passenger, then the math adds up, and he charged 20 pence like he was supposed to. So either either he's concealing the fact that there was a passenger on the coach, or somebody snuck on without his knowledge. He took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. Yes. But now it seems that there were in fact 5 passengers, which means the figures don't seem to add up again. She's right. That is strange. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed to the courtroom. The trial will commence in 5 minutes. Thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away. Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial. Well, no, soon enough, Miss Susato. Yes. All right, 1 p.m. Whoa, what the nice hat. There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. She better not be from case 1. I don't think it was blonde-colored hair, but... Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Van Zeeks. My lord? Or is it Zykes? If anyone knows if I'm pronouncing it, if it's Zykes or Zeeks, please, I might need some correction. I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which prevailed proceedings earlier. It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade of the sort typically employed by the army. Good gracious, the army. What in the devil's name? Zeeks, thank you, Joanne. Hi, by the way. I love your face. It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught. And now occupies the stand. Your name, girl. Aw. Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior? Ahem, if I may, my lord. Oh, yes, Mr. McGilded? I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Why is it that this wee lass was here in the first place, and why she tried to bolt like that? It's all tied up with the events of that night, so it is? Very well, Mr. McGilly, give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case. Just what did happen that night? Not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. Alright, let's see what's going on. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then, Begorra! A loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I set him up on the seat across from me. And I tried to find out where the scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. How much do I know about the Sherlock Holmes stories? Very, very little. Very little. I probably should read them, since I like mystery games so much. I remain somewhat baffled, I confess, but from what I gather on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct? Tis exactly as the defense counsel said. This last was the 5th passenger, my lord. Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel? Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. I have no idea where to start. There's something going on. Yeah, we already know that. There was a fella collapsed at the floor at my feet, so I sent him up on the seat across from me. Now, don't we know? Didn't we already establish that this wasn't a thing? Let's start here.
Hold it!
I am Melters. Melters, how are you? Because I thought we established the victim was not on the floor. You sat him up, the victim, you mean? That I did. On the seat across from me, as I said, I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. You wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? This is common courtesy, so it is. Find it a little hard to believe. Lord Van Zeeks. Now, why would that be? You wait to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is. Well now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business. The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. Did you just you were just going to leave the man there? Heavens alive, no, I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only I had a mind to find out whys and wherefores first. The whys and wherefores? Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do just the same? Yes. The scream he says you heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing.
Hold it!
You say she was hiding herself. Aye, that's right. It was hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball when our eyes met. Well, I nearly stopped beating in me chest. You're really overreacting. Still in all, I pulled her out from under there, sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chinwig with her. The seat opposite? That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there. You said this young girl next to a corpse, sir? Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. You will probably get banned, AG. You want to enjoy... I don't want you to enjoy... Look, hello? I love you so much. You're fantastic in many, many ways. But I want you to experience this game to the fullest. And for you to stay would ruin that experience. And so I politely ask you to leave. So that way you can enjoy this game to the maximum when you get around to it. And technically, can't you still watch the streamer even if you're banned? You just can't. Yeah, so even if you got banned, it wouldn't technically stop you. Wish granted. Kerboom. Love you, AG. I hope you enjoy this game when you play it. Sorry about your dolphins. Lots of love your way. We'll talk later on, my friend. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream, a fellow's voice this time. Presumably, that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, you must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with the knife in his belly. In other words, the previous witnesses did not in fact see you at all, Mr. McGilded. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason. Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight. There are several things that are suspicious here. Number one, why didn't the other three witnesses hear the scream of the girl? Number two, I'm pretty sure the witnesses saw someone with a nice hat. And I'm pretty sure the hatter would definitely recognize it, so... Fairly confused, perhaps, with this young girl. After that, of course... With the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses. I do wonder how you must be feeling, Mr. Naruhodo. Being the defendant's lawyer and yet finding myself as stunned as everyone else at his testimony. Let's just say it's trying. Clearly, I had precious little time to talk to Mr. McGilded before the trial. Must be disputed. We just have to learn all the facts we can. We arrived in London this morning. I didn't see my day panning out like this. Mr. Naruhodo, no grumbling, even in your head. Ugh, how did you know? I like this game a lot, Melters. I'm having a lot of fun.
Hold it!
I'm a little worried I'm pressing too much, but I wanna a loud thud you say and a scream. Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? It was like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor having been stabbed? Well, now you'll remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fellow on the floor. You didn't see anyone. But at the same moment, you did hear a scream. From the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume? Not above me, no, my lord. It was from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was through some of the desperate sight before my eyes. Let's see, so we know it's a stab wound to the abdomen. There's a blood stain on the right glove. Where did that? I wonder if it's going to be related to this. Passengers inside the carriage. Okay. What have I pressed so far? It was a scream, I believe. No. So we did that one. We did that one. So I don't need to press that. Then Begora, loud thud. There's a fella, we talked about that. I turn, where the scream. Is it this one? I feel like I'm afraid to press now because I'm afraid I'm gonna have to like get back into that other thing. The 8-seater omnibus that was at the scene. Oh no, the defendant's list of debtors. I just wanted to double check how big the blood stain is, and it is pretty deep, so that makes sense. It looks like a lot of blood. It sure is blood, the victims. Englishman's blood was a lot like Japanese man's blood. Okay. Just weird that this part is clear. Like, there's clearly blood running down the sides. I mean, it looks like there's blood there. Yeah, that's definitely blood. So why is this part clear? Unless that's just the... Oh, unless it's the outline and it's just weird? Okay, well... let's see... I'm going to press this statement, even though I'm afraid it's gonna cause the jury to be mad. I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. So I did, sir. So I did, as far as I could see, that is. What do you mean by that? Well, now, 'tis a queer thing. That wee scream I heard when I woke up came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside. Good gracious. Under your backside? And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I already found that. That's when I found her. Now, if I recall, because we looked inside already. Wait, wait a second. This wasn't, wait. This wasn't here before. This... I could have sworn this blood stain was not here before. That's blood, isn't it? Something wrong? Oh, it's just, well, blood stain's so obvious, that's all. Yeah, Van Zieks made no mention of it. It does seem a little strange. Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? This blood's... Wait. This is new. Someone put this here. That's blood that's soaked into the seat of the victims. Yeah, the seat would be... If you really stabbed someone in full view of the passage like that? Well, it was after dark and there was a lamp. Doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. This is planted. That's definitely planted, because I examined this in the first part, and this was definitely not there. And all the stuff's out. Wait a second. Okay, there's been tampered evidence. Empty. Something doesn't seem right here. I can't put my finger on what it is. why is this changed? Wait, is there anything on the outside I need to know? I love the Phoenix right thing. Okay, there was a fella. Yep. What did I find? There's a child there. So... here's what I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking that... is it supposed to... the bus doesn't have the description, which is why I'm concerned. But like, I know from the first part that compartment had stuff in it, and you could not fit a person in there. But I'm trying to... I mean, I can review this one more time. I'm trying to be careful because I don't want any blunders. I don't think this has anything to do with it because it's just... just a story. We already know that. Then Begora allowed... we pushed that. Or no, yeah, we did. And we just... we talked about why he would not stop. There was a fella collapsed on the floor, so I sent him up across the seat for me. The blood can make sense why the blood stain would be there. I feel like it's something's weird with it. I know. Oh, so here's what I know. Here's what I know. That blood stain was not there before and was planted, and that compartment was not had stuff in it before this part. So what I want to think about, I don't think it's anything to do with the ledger, the crime scene photo. He was this makes sense. She could definitely have posed as him or some weird thing. If he died, he could have fallen over. What leather gloves the defendant was wearing? There's a blood stain on the right glove. Can you wipe off some of the blood on the knife? So the only things I can think of right now is something about his gloves with him helping them set up. But I think I'm gonna go with the omnibus in this because this is weird.
Objection!
Oh. Oh no. Okay. I guess that's a blunder. Let's see. This feels like I have to guess. I have to guess what the game designers want. This is very strange. There was a fellow collapsed on the floor. On the night question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and probably nodded off. Begora, a loud thud and a wee scream. Okay. I tried to find out where that scream had come from. Bless my soul, what did I find? The child there, I'll curl.
Hold it!
She was hiding herself. Alright, that's right. It was hard to see with the dim. She was curled up and her eyes went well. My heart nearly stopped. Hi, Allie. Thank you for the love. Appreciate you. Sat her on the seat. Seat opposite. That's right. So I need to find out who this urchin was, you see. So Mr. First screamed after they were talking. Let's see. I feel like I mean, I haven't pressed this statement yet. I think I have to get the facts, even though I'm gonna risk doing this. And when you first got into the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? There were not. The cabin was empty, and there was no one on the roof deck either. You were the first passenger, as it were. I see. Aye, and that's why I took the backside as I did. Just the most comfortable, so it is. Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat? By all means, just how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, just the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. Thank you, I've heard enough. Metrics is plain or clear in my mind, however, at least one conundrum remains. Who is the girl? Oh, I'm supposed to just press everything? Oh, well, whatever. Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer. Earns her crust among large crowds, reliving people of their purses. Only a pickpocket. What? This girl here? A petty thief? Order, order. Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question. Ah! Dude, could you imagine if someone actually just, like, shot at the judge like that? How dare you? What is the meaning of this? Ah! The girl! She's gone! Open your eyes. I'm over here. Good gracious, how? What was the point in that little sidestep? I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you'll say, slipped up and got caught in the job. You got yourself backed into a corner, so you knifed the gent. Go on, that's what's in your heads, ain't it? No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not cast. Look, imagine for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers. I'm a professional, all right. Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do. Let me guess, you don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs. Oh, this? Yeah, this was in a bag I lifted the other day, down where they keep the four-wheel drags. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink best. Ah, do not wave that thing in my direction again. So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question. It's alright, lass. You can tell them the truth now. Alright, yeah, it's just like the Irishman said. The court accepts this girl, Ms. Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, then, young lady, we will hear your testimony, if you please. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question. Alright, if I have to. That's stupid. I literally just had to press. That's dumb. Let's say the game wanted me to, like, check the bus. So, like I said, the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. This would make sense. So she's a thief. Yo, what's up, Mikey? So that explains why Beepo doesn't know about her. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of me skin. I did, and the scream just came out. Because of that, this swell found me. It did help me get away, mind. Yes, he let you go. I fail to understand why he would let this street urchin go. Mr. McGilded? Oh, it's just simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. Ow. As I'm sure I said before, sir. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. Think a demonstration is called for? This is where I was sat that night, and the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume. Yes. You're just large enough to accommodate someone with a girl's stature. Aye, but of course, we last was stuck in there, as I'd parked myself on the seat for the duration. Ah, so you see, that's why I let the last bolt. I knew that if the police had found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent. And then you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question. Not at all, my lord, not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. Why is juror number 1? That was sus. Okay, something's up with juror number 1. I mean, I saw that last time too, but so that was worth taking a punt on my old good name after the sake of the less fortunate last. My goodness. What a perfect gentleman. My lord. This fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir. Oh, we're going to end it? Okay. So. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Saints alive. All 6 members of the jury consent and they're leaning on a verdict of not guilty. Mr. Naruto, this well, it must mean what? That we're victorious. No, we're not. We've won. Are you
Objection.
sure? What the? What the f is this? If the sight of my Iron Heel Wellington offends, please, pray do forgive the discourtesy. This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices. Where evidence and reason should be paramount, emotion rules the day. Emotion. The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature. What do you mean, his true nature? If you're watching this on YouTube, go to the Twitch VOD and look at the message that was just posted in my Twitch chat. Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers by the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report. Good lord. The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. Gilded's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. What? Order, order. How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effected, counsel? Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in order allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Well, my Nipponese friend? Huh? Me? When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Pray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be? Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy. Sorry. Go ahead. You tell the court now, fella. Now, this is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks. Well, counsel, do you have something to say on this matter? How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment? Let's see. It was... I didn't look. It was empty. It wasn't empty. It was not empty. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense, but as far as I remember at least, when I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes. Are you sure, counsel? Hey, Wits. What are you saying now, you daft dog? I thought you were on my side here. What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position? As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand, but it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible. Interesting. It's not altogether pleasing, fella. I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded. Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interests here, lad. Now then. A fella's memory is a curious thing and not altogether reliable, no? The court must consider the facts. That they're coming onto the seat is as empty as Devil's Heart, so it is. Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken? Why do I feel like something's not right here? I'd like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think. That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The guild's rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. They wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. People isn't that irresponsible. My lean fleecer in the pig purse is a lie, or lying. Can't believe I was nearly taken in. Me, Rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, a lot of them. What? Oh no. The trick, of course, is a trick. Quite so, I must concur here. With calm, calculated reasoning. Oh my! Every time a different truth, it seems. My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate. Thank you, counsel. Before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witnesses, please. Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted, almost beyond recognition. Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. So you were already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run. Well, yeah. I mean, what's the point of spending a joey to make a few bob, eh? It's a rum idea, ain't it? I mean, there's no point in spending money to make money. It actually makes sense. Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief? Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants. Well, it does clear up the little mystery of the fares and all. 4 paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 to which the cabman testified. And 1 little scapegrace riding for free. Right, Conqueror driver always go for some grub before his last run, see? And that's when I slipped into the carriage to get myself in under the seat. Nice and easy, right? Your hiding place is a storage compartment full of equipment for the coach, no? Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. Oh, I chuck all that out and cram it in a corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much. And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first heard of the scene, the apartment was full of such paraphernalia. Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could hide under the seat. That's all I could tell you. Reach the end of that line of inquiry. Continue.
Hold it!
I'm kind of afraid of pressing, but it seems like that's what I'm supposed to do. A waste of time. Why is that? Well, most nights I'm on my own and the God permit at least some of the time. Beg your pardon, did you say God permits? Oh yeah, well that's what my kind call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. Point is, any normal run of the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while. That's when you came out of your hiding place and get away? That's it. Only that night? This co-wolf was sat on me from the start. He didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck. Mina tells you you were present in the carriage for the duration. You were under the seat for the entire time while events unfolded in the enclosed cabin. Yeah. Right, mister. Be sure to be sure. I was as shocked as anyone. I expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on and find a child now, do you? This Mrs. Strutt couldn't possibly be the culprit then? Oh no, there's some sus. This is very sus. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that high place. It's pitch in there. You couldn't see out into the cabin at all. Nah, John, most days I push the cushion up with me and look out the crack. Then I can have a butcher's who I'm looking to fiddle. I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I can't have a look. The seat I just got under would push under me, you see? Most of the time, the passengers plant themselves opposite. The reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head. For that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up the peak. I see. Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink. It's the only place to hide in them carriages, so it's option's choice. Are they just like the picketing people's pockets and opening? There's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor. So anyways, I was a bit scared, but I had to just stick it out under there. Nothing else for it. When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, made me jump. And you let out a scream involuntarily. That's right. And then I felt the cushion over me head get lighter all of a sudden. Presumably the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes? Or not. Could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim, could it not? Well, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment? Yeah, I saw it. Pushed up the cushion and had a quick butcher's while I had the chance, didn't I? Irishman was sitting up the bloke who had fallen on the floor on the seat opposite. That matches Mr. McGillicuddy's account, of course. But then the fellow suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I jumped back down again, but it was too late by then. I should never have risked looking. Because of that, this swell found me. It did help me get away, mind. And when Mr. McGillicuddy discovered you, he pulled you out from the hiding place. I was scared stiff I was. He dragged me out and sat me down the seat and all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason. Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts. He was still bleeding. And the carriage lurched a bit and he ended up falling onto me. Ugh, how awful. Both of my hands got covered in blood. It made me feel sick as a dog. Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passengers saw. After that, I believe you talked to Mr. McGillicuddy for a while. Is that correct? He asked me for some stuff. Wanted to know me name and what I was up to and that. Then I heard something from above. Someone screamed. Mr. First on the roof. Well, I didn't want no one seeing me face, so I didn't look up. And the oars were drawn up smartish, and this Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see that you get away later." All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent. For one brief shining moment, yes. Clear that they are still very unsure. We could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony. We could clinch the verdict we want. Yes, I think you're right, and I have this feeling. something's bothering me. I just can't quite put my finger on it. Okay. So, alright. So, let's see. I snuck out the carriage. Yeah. It was a right old waste of time. So, didn't get any money. We know that. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there.
Hold it!
I want to look at this again. You couldn't see the cabin at all. Not a jot.
Well, no. Excuse me.
That's weird. Oh, I do apologize, but there's something the matter, Council. I was wondering if Miss Lestrange's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps. Seem to be thinking something to yourself. Oh, no, 'twas nothing important. Feeling bad for the poor lass is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad shut up in the dark. It was terrifying, so it was. I see, yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still here in the dark now. Hi, and I don't know about yourself. I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Yeah. Suppose it does, maybe. Miss Lestrade? Did you hear something that night? Anything, an unusual noise, perhaps? Nah, not really. All I could hear was Irishmen snoring. But jeepers, there's no need to tell the whole world of me foibles, you little scam. What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital new clue. Yeah. What should make a last stab at? My lord, I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important. Profoundly important, but all she said, that she heard nothing. Yes, which is the profoundly important point. I'm almost sure of it. I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern Mind Council. Nevertheless, Gina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating the last statement, please. What? Superman? What are you on about? Look at me, all your fancy talk. I don't know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me. That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good... I was straining my ears to work out what was going on. All I could hear was snoring. So part of me is thinking like, well then how did she not hear the other passengers come on board? But maybe that, I can't really state that.
Hold it! Hold it!
So here's what I'm thinking right now. If she could only hear the snoring, she should have also heard other passengers coming on. That's where my logic is going right now, based on everything that I've looked at. Because like, let's see, what can we get? Sneaking inside the carriage isn't gonna have anything to do with it. It's a waste of time, blah blah blah. So I tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding spot. I don't think it matters about the scene part. All you could hear was snoring, which is suspicious to me. And then after a while, I heard this loud bang. The scream just came out. And like, why would you hear a loud bang if there was only the one person that you heard? All right, I'm gonna go for it because I don't really have any other leads. Oh, I'm wrong. Shoot. Oh, maybe not. I'll just consider the implications of the statement for a moment, shall we? What implications, counsel? Nothing strikes me about it. Exactly. There's nothing. Shoot. Dang it. I was trying to say she should have heard the other passengers go on. Okay. I think I need to go back to...
Hold it!
I need to press more. So you were trained to hear what was happening the entire time since the moment you hid yourself. Not exactly, no. Sorry. Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and have the butchers to see what was what. Then when I saw this fool getting on, I got me head down so he didn't notice me. Mr. McGill sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah. And all I could do was listen. Waiting to jump out of there as soon as I heard him leave, see? But would he? Not likely. Even though he stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. Said to stay put and listen as I'm driving the pig's market. Sounded like an old dog he was. It doesn't add up. Mr. Strad, what you have just told the court? Clearly at odds with the facts. Huh? At odds? Are you sure, man? Really, I just had to press. This is dumb. Okay, it makes sense, but I feel stupid. It seems my learned Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. And Zeus realized it too. Counsel, must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence, or some complicit parties at the very least. Yes, my lord. I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court. According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mrs. McGillis snoring. But think, Ryunosuke, think. There's something else she should have heard. She should have... Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Mrs. Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. The sound... Could have been Mr. Mason to get on.
Take that!
Where's Fred Mason? Yes, my lord. The sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus. Alright, took me a bit to get there. Order, order. Explain your reasoning, counsel. Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on board the omnibus. Is that correct? Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? And the next person aboard the omnibus was Mr. McGilded. That it was. Not a soul was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least not in plain sight. So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at that time. Then I just say as much. I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean. Yeah, I saw him get on, remember? Through the crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure. And from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after on its onward journey, during which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all? Nah, never heard it. That's only what I was listening for, weren't it? Waiting for the swell to leave. In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? Ah. We know that the victim collapsed inside the closed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts. Ah. Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed. Lord Van Zeeks? Yes, he knew. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement. Heh heh heh. Would seem words of things are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more. He's dead right. How could the victim possibly not have boarded the omnibus? That makes no sense whatsoever. This girl is a pickpocket? Let's not forget that. Ah, she didn't even say anything. I don't want to judge the dear little mite just because she has some rather naughty ways. But I must say, I can't abide liars. Neither can I. Mr. Foreman, I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than slaverous ways, but I must say, I cannot abide liars. Naruhodo, that's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty. Well, the consideration for others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend. The considerable troubles you have spared me. Yes, very refreshing. No. God, what are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for? You use this Eastern... Oh my gosh. This is carnage. It's perfect. Group number 2 is the only one left. Naruhodo, the way this is going, I know if we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGill's innocence, the judge will rule and will have lost. I pretty much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respectable gentlemen, but those of us in service know you must accept hard truths.
Hold it!
Yes, the witness's last statement seemed to have been revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it might shed an entirely new light on this whole case. What are you saying? Counsel? I'm sorry, sir? Whatever do you mean? Counsel, I will not tolerate your attempt to prorogue my adjudication. Explain yourself at once. When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand. Yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? Dude, is it Mr. First? Dude, did Mr. First drop him through the window? There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. Through the skylight? There's another entrance? Okay. He was put there after he died. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. It's not he was already in there. He was put in there after he died. Obviously, the victim was placed in the carriage after he was killed. Tell me, my learned friend. What was the function of that obviously in your last sentence? Huh? Well said, Lord Van Zeeks. The obviously is troubling me also. No, that's really not the point. The point is that the victim must have been moved into the carriage afterwards. Then answer me this. How could a cadaver have been placed inside a moving carriage? Well, obviously, I shall have to penalize the defense. Aw, man. I was trying to say maybe he was dropped in from the skylight, but I guess that's not what I meant to say. I must have to learn it more relevantly. Penalty is evidently not heavy enough, judging for those nip in his eyes. So I ask you again. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? Is it supposed to be the other? There's another entrance? It can't be he was already in there. There's another entrance. If the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the cul-de-sac some other way. I wonder what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. But behold, the omnibus is there for all to see. On one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door. The other has only windows. Fixed windows which cannot possibly open. In short, there's no entrance to the cabin other than the door. But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yes. One other way inside that isn't the door. This is basically... Okay, I blundered, but I basically tried to say this. That he could go through the skylight. Alright, counsel. Defense will identify the location for the court. Here is the omnibus in which the incident occurred. Where's his entrance?
Take that!
The answer is obvious. You only have in the skylight. I say the skylight?
Objection!
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words.
Objection!
However, the skylight may well have been large enough for someone to pass through. So you claim, but do you have a shred of evidence to support your addled brain theory? Both Mr. McGill and Miss Lestrade said it in the same testimonies. They each claim to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor. Yes, it has already been explained, as the sound of the victim falling from his seat, having been assaulted with the dagger. Yes, it has, but would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witnesses describe? A noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to allow an involuntary cry, in fact. Good gracious. Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it. You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin. That's simply impossible. How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, the passenger on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony. Well, yes, that's true, but... Might a humble fellow make a wee comment here? Mr. McGilded? To be sure now, the two fellows who were sat on the roof that testified afore said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But, seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not saying, but... Aye.
Who needs a girlfriend when you can just watch my stream?
The case of them being unable to say. Taquam! Oh my gosh. Yo, thank you for the Prime Gaming sub. Holy crap. Alright, we kind of blundered our way to get here, even though I basically had the logic. I just didn't say it correctly. But Taquam, thank you so much for the sub. Welcome back to the Sarah Squad. It's good to have you. Enjoy those emotes. The sub badge. All the other shenanigans. Oopsie. Go on to... Alright, there we go. I think perhaps the two fellas could be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would you not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Oh my goodness, surely not. Those two chaps on the roof? You mean the ones who stuck the knife in the man were... Ah! Thank you so much, Taquam. I appreciate that a lot. Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer? You rotter, he said. You rotter. What are you insinuating? This is a flaming outrage. I have a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute. He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he says, and so will I. Mr. Fairplay, you're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and well-respected banker, and me, a very angry hatter, suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts? It's disgrace, it's scandalous. It's I protest the strongest possible term. That's right, I protest too about you rotten scoundrel. Oh my goodness. This is insane. Order, order, order. This is not the time, witnesses. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. This is beyond reason, my lord. It's outrageous. It's very hurtful, you know. My lord, if I may comment. Go ahead, Lord Van Zeeks. It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to ban all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof. Accuse? I never intended to. It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. Wow, that's rude. You propose to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck on the omnibus. The hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passenger being made aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimated their criminal guilt. Emperor's Court allowed as what is termed a baseless accusation. I was rash to put this idea forward without my actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are we wasting time for? Get them to testify. There was something fishy about that hat the moment I was with the fellow. We have this matter through now, one way or another. There's a filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once. What's happening, Mr. Naruto? Spectres in the public gallery are there in a complete frenzy. Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. My lord? You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony. Or is the indictment brought to the defense? Yes, my lord. I didn't come here for this. Why are you snickering? There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward. This is insane. Refuting the accusation. We were the only two people up on that roof deck. Dead or alive, I can swear to that. And then it happened while we were sitting. Don't you think one of us would have noticed? In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. No, it's for the entire time I tell you we could possibly have opened it. Just ensure the victim fell through the skylight. Where is your proof? I must say that listening, it is somewhat hard to imagine. Well, either witness could have performed any malevolent act on this open top roof deck without the other noticing forthwith. That's right, you see. We're innocent, I tell you. Although logically, of course, the argument falls down to the two of you were in collusion with one another. What? Eh? According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings. Ah, well, I don't trust coppers anymore than I trust the stinking rich. Jeez, it doesn't feel right here. Trial's going in our favor, really, so why do I feel so uneasy? Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please. Oh, yes, my lord. They were the only two people up on that rooftop. I'm gonna save real quick, because I don't want to have to redeal a bunch of stuff. If I do, game over. So you had never met Mr. Thrice Fried Mason before? Oh, Lumi, no, not once, never. You never met the man before, you said? Never. And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either? I don't have much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir. No, I imagine not. Gee, how many different ways can I put this?
Well, no. Excuse me.
Mr. McGilded? Yes, counsel? What can I be doing you for? Witness's last statement give you pause for thought somehow? Not the remotest connection? Is that right now? I wonder. You're insinuating now. Ah, Mr. Fraple, it has been too long, it has. Eh? I'm not very much mistaken. I believe this fast approaching, is it not? Your repayment date? I beg your pardon? You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir. And an unconscionable rate of interest you tricked me is extortion. Well, now, is that a touch of begrudgy? It's sort of begrudgy that might motivate a fellow to pass his crimes off on another. Ah. And yet, Mr. First. Me, sir? What do you want with me, sir? You do make an ass for a living, do you not? That job has a sign on your head. Is that one of your own creations, is it? Well, it's just an apprentice. I'm just an apprentice. Learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door. The perfect fit, is it? Well, this is a very distinctive design, so it is. Many customers like it, I tell you, like a distinctive touch. This guy is very interesting. This is a thrice fried mason. The photograph I printed the victim submitted as evidence before, my lord. Hmm? Oh, this, you mean? That poor fellow's hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say? Oh. That's one of my hats. Aye, that it is. So it would seem the brickmaker was a customer of yours. What a customer, I wager. You could have had a wee quarrel with over the significance of the goods? Oh, no, sir. Absolutely not, sir. That's exactly right, Johan. Well, there's nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here have the remotest connection to the victim, you see. I rest my case. The weasel. Arg. He's better at this than I am. Gosh, Mr. McGillett has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he? Yeah, there's something weird about him, though. Please, don't let me a little interruption of the proceedings. That was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it. You quite certain about that? The skylight was shut the entire time? I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute. He's going to... Oh my gosh. You're looking for yourself. Go on. You see it shut faster just like it was on that night. So it is, of course, a fellow... What? Look at the size of the thing, you understand? Now, hold on a minute, sir. The size of the thing means nothing. No, not until let's go to the bigger picture here. Let's not bite our cage, shall we? I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when, well, I broke wind loudly. I show it as it happens. Okay. I just mean to say, well, the point is I tried to open the skylight, you see. But just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. No, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be opened. I tried when I was inside the cabin.
That ain't. Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade? It opens. Huh? The skylight. This is what we're talking about, right? All the skylights open dead easy. More easy than you can load that weapon. That's a lie. I tell you otherwise when I broke wind, You can't do it from inside, you mug. Oh? Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags. And I had a great haul. I mean, I had birds coming out my ears. This is stress. This is not the form of being English. Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare. I lifted the last bloke's purse and got wise to me. Storm surrounded me, so I couldn't opt off the bus and leg it. But it was use a skylight, open the catch and jump right through. What? Yeah, the catch with them skylights is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin. The skylight opens from the roof deck. Bailiff. I'm under the roof of the omnibus at once and fear for the witnesses' claims. My hat. See? Order, order, order. So it appears that the street ghost statement is quite true. I don't believe it. The skylight opens. And from the roof deck, Mr. Naruhodo. Read the clue we've been looking for. Dude, I knew this when I examined the dang thing! Captain of the please continue with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. So, the skylight opens. I should investigate for myself. I tried doing that! I literally went up here and I did this. I literally went up here. Now it was fastened shut before. Now the catch has been undone. We should be able to open it. Inside the carriage. Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin, so I'm sure we should be able to play with it. That's not good for us.
Objection!
This is my proof. Oh no. What? Oh, game over. Man. That sucks. Well, here's the thing. I thought that was my proof. It could fall through it. Well, dang. Oh, crap.
Guilty!
Guilty.
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 Crap. All right, that's fine. That happens. have to do this over again, I think. Well, it's okay. Hey, you know what? Hey, you know what's kind of fun, though? If you compare this to the other Ace Attorney games where I just save scummed because I didn't want to game over and do stuff over again, this is nice. I hope this is more enjoyable for you guys, even though, like, I game overed, to be able to, like, have, like, a little bit of consequence to it. So we'll get to, I'm sure we'll hit 75 blunders minimum this game. I'm gonna go turn my AC on real quick. I do hope that the blunders part makes this more interesting.
Hold it!
Wait, that ain't...
Excuse me.
Kind of annoying you have to like do all the dialogue, but it's fine. I just want to make sure that because like I know it saves progress, but I don't know like how much. Like it said restart from the scene, so I'm assuming I had to do everything over from that scene. Yeah, it was definitely a little aggressive on presentation. Now let's go through and look. This was not there before. Oh, whoa, 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 what is this? Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Why didn't I have to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruto? Why someone like me? Ah, what is it? Look, just here. Look at this. That's, without question, blood! Why would there be blood stain there? Surely, it can't be unrelated to the case, can it? Ah. This was my mistake.
Objection!
On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach, and immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those were the facts and the irrefutable proof. Remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom. What? That's utterly humbug. Can't possibly have any evidence. No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you. It's impossible. Irrefutable proof. You're in this courtroom. Counsel. Yeah, my lord. I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here. We're in the omnibus. Oh my gosh! I had to press. I just want to press present and I accidentally press examine. Frick. Oh well.
Got it!
By Jupiter. Is that blood? This blood stain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my. And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, and who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime. No. Order, order. But, the blood could have been sprayed when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin. It only found its way to that one particular spot on the skylight. Sure, and that would be very convenient. Let's keep it in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But there's a way to know for certain, is there? The gent really fell through the skylight, I mean. Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. First? No, this was not there before. No, illegal. Bad, tampering, bad. There's the aftermath. What? No. But it can't be. It's all lies. Fellow jury members, I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we? I believe we can. Yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom. So they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? I won't tolerate any of the guild's carriages being slayed with blood. I won't tolerate it. Oh, I always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful part couldn't have done such a thing. You literally were about to burn him. Oh my gosh. 3.
Objection!
Yeah, I agree this was coming. A Chilean performance, Mr. McGilded. Oh, and what would you be referring to there now, Lord Van Zeeks? A bloodstain on the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void. What? Why? For an extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed. What are you talking about? It is there to see, it's blood. I attend Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. Huh? I can say with absolute certainty, or surety, no smear of blood existed in the carriage, at least not until this trial began. Are you suggesting, Lord, that this stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes, and while this court has been in session. What? What a palaver. I must say, I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your stand, Lord Van Zeeks. But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take lightly to slander, and I'll fight to the bitter end. No. Just got follow bombed. Sorry about that. Twitch, please fix your this crap. Would appreciate it. Oh wait, I actually don't. I realize this is your first appearance at Court of the Accused. However, I am Kirby. I love you. You're fantastic. I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? When you wield the fortune the size of Mr. McGill's ill-begotten, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. I told you to concoct the most convenient stories, sir. Tut, Lord Van Zieks. This will not do, to be sure. Will it now, counsel? Huh? No. I think it's fair to say this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. Blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say? The views will all cast your minds back. Is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How can anyone possibly put a smear of blood on it without the world knowing? Is that right now, counsel? True, the omnibus has been in full view the entire time the court has been in session. My learned friend. Curious to hear your opinion on this matter. In your own words. As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think it could have been possible. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best I can, but still, there's something even more important at stake here. There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility. Oh? Good gracious. Explain yourself, counsel. Yes, there is. Seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from his deceit. From this deceit. Deceit. I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take. As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Ms. Gina Lestrade. What is going on? Be careful, Mr. Naruto. Cover your face. Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. I call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defense is in custody. Clear the courtroom. The courtroom was filled with smoke. Everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and in the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, you rotten... Wow, jeepers. Heckless. You're supposed to be defending me. This is a wicked plot. This is a plot to undermine me, so it is. Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus. Inconsistencies such as... Start with the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. The police investigated the omnibus. This compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of this trial this morning. Unfortunately, Lord Van Zieks, I was able to corroborate your claims. That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut. Really, I'm afraid to say we cannot establish with any certainty if evidence is the result of tampering or not. Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things. What do you think? Sorry? About the omnibus, is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? I have an inkling. My lord? Yes, counsel? There is one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial. What? What the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare betray me, you little maggot, you'd better start watching your back. Silence, McGilded. The court awaits the defense's clarification. Truck keeps swinging one way and then the other. I have no idea what's the truth and what's deception. What am I supposed to believe here? The facts. The facts, Ryunosuke, the facts. No, I want to present! I want to present! Freaking heck, I pressed space and not R!
Got it!
Got it! If we considered the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, he would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. As far as I recall, this bloodstain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom. Good lord. Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel. Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue. I believe that the bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But the question is whether that evidence is genuine or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone. I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. Arrgh! Oh, you're mad now. This trial is over, Mr. McGilded. I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but it's all over now. But you're the defendant. It's over, I tell you. Oh, you're angry. Memory, recollection, what people think they saw, it's all nonsense. Facts are what count. The fact is that bloodstain is there, now. Well, over the course of this desperate trial, long and it should be drawn out as it has been, that good-for-nothing Reaper of the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. I'm scandalized, so I am. I thought better of Lord Van Zeeks. Well, my lord? Must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, particular bloodstain in the question is very much in existence. In the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I got to say that it would be improper for the trial to continue. Your lordship can't be serious. Lord Van Zeeks, what is your position? Prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, proceed to my adjudication. As a formality, I'm of course obliged to confirm with the defense first. A formality. As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded will be found not guilty. Yes. Which would mean we've won. And is that really the right outcome here? You really are right for the trial to come to an end now with all these unexplained inconsistencies? Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please. Yes, my lord. The defense believes... Defendant... I am here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot in all good conscience attest fully to the defendant's innocence. What are you saying, man? Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there's also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent. Good gracious me. Dude, he's mauling. Holy crap. I guess I would be too, but I'm also not scum and manipulate evidence. Order, order. This is unprecedented behavior, counsel. A defense lawyer calling the accused innocent. Are you sound mind? Wah ha ha ha. Oh, it was a grand decision to appoint as my lawyer, so it was a grand decision. What? I must say, I didn't expect such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, have this for your troubles. Your job here is done, fella. And some fine work you've done, so you have. What do you mean? Just as the right honorable gentleman so succinctly put it before, the trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Not more than a formality? Wah ha 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 ha. I really don't know what to make of all this. The evidence we've seen genuine, or was it fake? Lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed promptly, as I said. The stick of Charles Gillen, something you hear, mark my words. I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us a lovely park. Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I'm compelled to declare a premature end of this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea. Thank you kindly, my lord. I hereby pronounce a verdict of this court. But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain in the omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth. My lord. The case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place. My sincerest apologies, my lord. But wait! When we were back in the courtroom, Lord Van Zieks ordered the evidence to be secured. I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter. That's so unfair. The culpability of the defendant has not at the present time been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proper judgment. What? Well, Lord Van Zieks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. You mean to tell me this has all been a grand waste of time? Just allow the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law. Magnus McGilded. Good grief. More to say to me, have ye? Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over. Well, something to look forward to then. Ha 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 ha. It's not, there's no way it's... Wow, that's the most unsatisfactory not guilty. I can't believe it. This is an outrage. They should have examined the evidence more. What are you talking about? The man's been cleared. He's innocent. At the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict. My first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end. Defendant being found not guilty. Ostensibly a victory for us. Wow. Bro, that's so messed up. That certainly was a long trial. Yes, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Mrs. Zhao, thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. Trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. Isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? Well, you don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection. Alright, that you did. Mr. McGill did. And that girl's with him too. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh, and what stories? About the 6 enormous fireworks did you be letting off with these verdicts of not guilty? I'm sure you've seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say? Definitely. It was a sight to behold, and to be sure, it was. And I have you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. Ha ha ha. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. What are you saying, fella? How did I walk out a free man, then? I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're a straight-talking fella, aren't you? I must say, yeah, me straight in the head there once or twice. You're young and headstrong, ha ha ha, and 'tis water under the bridge. Congratulations, Mr. McGillen, on having your name cleared. Nothing's resolved. Only one team that matters to me. Oh, hi. They've all seen that I didn't do that odious and abominable deed. 'Tis grand, is it not? I suppose it is. And the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take the matters in hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I have absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay. Yeah, I was wondering if he was in on it. Yeah, that's so interesting. 1,000 guineas for your troubles. Oh no, I couldn't accept that much. Which your humble people are you? You from the east? Well, if you insist. But have this, still and all. You deserve a reward. Mr. Magnus McGillard? Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom. Into the courtroom? What's this, officer? This sooner than I was led to believe. It was not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. Well, I must be making tracks now. It's time for the inspection. Sorry, what inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. As if I could be present for it myself. You want to examine it again? Now? Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now, but as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing my best to help where I can. It's a gentleman's duty, so it is. Then fare thee, yo. It was an absolute pleasure meeting your use. Have a whale of a time while you're studying in Great Britain. There he goes, a free man. Oh. Don't move. Whereas I want to say get a move on. She really does take forever to load that thing. Mr. Strad, would you mind putting that thing down? You're a grown-up. Sorry? I hate all grown-ups. Ah, there you are. What do you mean you're... What is this? What the fuck is that? Who are you? Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. The inventor? Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, and more white. Do you have to be shrouded in smoke? It could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself. Do we have to be shrouded in smoke, though? At all? I took my eyes off it for a moment while I was changing to a different omnibus, and she pitched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon. Tella, what's it? Anyway, you're coming with me. Now back to my laboratory. What for? To apologize, of course, silly, to my technician. What? You mean, say sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. adult. Oh, there's no adults. Come along then, follow me. Fine, have it your way. Oh, good. You see, I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end. Pretty sure that what you wanted not to get shot with a master gun of yours. Interesting. Well, I'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. I'm sorry for all the fuss. She was a lively one. Well, I think perhaps we ought to be on our way now, too. Yeah, you're right, but... Or two. Oh, we haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner than we arrived in London than we had to rush here. Our traveling cases are still with the bailiff. I was originally planning to spend a day in search of lodgings. At this late hour of the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck. Don't worry, though. I have a plan. If worst comes to worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night. Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilded. That may be a little chilly at this time of year, but... Alright, you for this will see us through. I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person, so I'll just easily as an elderly one. Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable. I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilded down. A lovely warm room or mansion. So, tried to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned, the case was far from over. I love it. I love it.
What's going on?
Get the fire brigade!
Water! Bring water, quick! What the... How did this happen?
I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed.
No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating. No. Oh, good God. There's someone in there.
Oh, this can't be.
What? What? Who's in there? Did Mr. McGilded get put in there? That would be insane. That can't be the case. What just happened? What just happened? Melter, you... Dude, I was so caught up, I completely... Alright, I have to do a Bible reading. Oh, I actually have a good Bible verse for this. Hang on. Oh my gosh. I wonder what happened too. Yeah, I was gonna say, Kirby, you know what happened. Dude, okay, so I think what likely happened is Mr. McGilded killed someone in there, but the crazy thing would be if he got killed by like some greater like force. That would be insane. All right, so Melter, I got redeemed a channel point reward, so I'm gonna take care of that. But first off, I am going to bid you all adieu. Thank you so much for watching episode 3. Holy cow, this game's insane already. I feel like there's so much I don't know yet. So I'm looking forward to what the next adventure has in store. We'll probably be back in a few days. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your evening.